What's the damn deal? It's JDS09. Today we're talking about the PlayStation 4 Pro. Right in the background, I got NBA 2K17 Prologue gameplay. I went ahead and slapped on here while we talk about this. So the PlayStation 4 Pro, it was announced about a week ago. You know what I'm saying? Now that the dust is settled, now that the articles have been written and the bloggers have blogged and the freaking YouTubers have YouTubed and everybody's talked and voiced their opinion, I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait until now to go ahead and speak on the matter because I wanted to go ahead and see, now that the facts are out, now that everybody's starting to put everything in the correct perspective, why this is a good decision. And why do I feel that this is something that I'm personally interested in, okay, and excited about. Because when I think about the PlayStation and their marketing strategy over the past 10 years, PlayStation's always wanted to be technologically ahead of the curve. They've always wanted to have the product waiting for the consumer to be excited about, not just on their product, but on other products too, like the high definition TVs back then, a PlayStation 3 era, you know what I mean, Xbox 360 era. You know, for nostalgia reasons, I went and watched G4 TV episodes from like 2005 and 2006, and I remember the hype from back then and the excitement that came from seeing, you know, the PlayStation 3, you know, prospect demos such as Killzone or you know, some of the gameplay demos that ended up, you know, getting hit as far as the mark that they were aiming for and what it ended up being. It was exciting around that time, and I remember seeing the panels of IGN and G4 and Attack of the Show, you know what I mean, all the people around there, and I remember seeing, you know, TV hosts like Kevin Pereira asking the question, are these consoles going to push high definition TVs? And everyone was like, I don't know, man, you know, I was skeptical, right? Skeptical. Just like now, it's like, are these consoles supposed to help push 4K televisions or HDR televisions? And the answer is, yeah, because that's what always happens when it comes to these consoles now. When you look back then, everybody was excited about it, but everybody was excited about experiencing it on its best entertainment, you know, experience. It was about getting the technology at its best. Because when you think about it, you slave all day, you know, you're working all day. You want to come home, you want to deal with it, you want to take care of your responsibilities, and when you're sitting down with the rib after you done had dinner, or while you're watching, you know, watching TV while eating dinner, you want to enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? And back then it was okay. The HD came in, and everyone was excited about that. And you're talking about having a movie theater experience in your living room on the day-to-day basis. You didn't have to go nowhere. You just be there with your honey and just relax and that kind of thing. And there was excitement around that. You know what I'm saying? Having access to that kind of stuff where you didn't have to be super rich or you know that kind of shit to enjoy that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like they brought it to the masses on a reasonable level. And Sony's marketing strategy right now is very much so similar. Not that they're expecting you to buy everything at once. Not that they're expecting you to get the VR and the PS4 Pro and everything. Well, now, some people will do that. But not everybody's trying to do that. Some people are going to piece it together piece by piece, have planned this kind of thing. Because, you know, a lot of people are nerds these days. Let's just face facts, you know what I'm saying? This is something that we've kind of, you know, have down pat. Like back then, when that whole era happened and HD started to become more prevalent, you know, I was about 15, 16 years old and I was working at a car wash, saving up my tip money for a car. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in high school. I was trying to, you know, I was trying to have something nice for the honeys. But I, you know, I was a nerd back then too. You know, let's be real. You know, I wanted to get the PS3. I wanted to have a HD TV to enjoy it on, and I remember saving up my tip money, and I ended up buying that 40 gigabyte PlayStation 3 when they dropped the price down to $399. Same price back then, right? Insane how that came to be. And that was like the buzz price right there. $399. Remember they learned their mistakes with the $599 on the PS3 60 gigabyte. Um, and so I went ahead and copped it, but I copped that and I copped the HD TV because it was a decent price on the console. So I was like, oh, let me go ahead and spend that a couple extra $100 and get that HD TV. You know what I mean? So now it was all kosher. So I was excited about that, and I kind of felt the same way about right now, except I'm almost more prepared for it because I actually have a 4K TV already. and I haven't really had a reason to game on it. I've done it before, and it looks fantastic. And I'm excited about 4K because of what they're doing with the content that you already have and the content that's coming out. Like Uncharted 4, you know, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for some people. Maybe even games such as Destiny might take advantage of this. We don't know, but it depends on the developers. And so when we look at the forward compatibility that they talked about, and we look at the versatility that they talked about, giving higher graphics to to the console games on TVs that are just 1080p, you're still getting benefits from it. So it doesn't matter where you're at with your system setup, with your entertainment setup. You know what I'm saying? You work hard for that kind of stuff, and incrementally you're going to prepare for a higher quality experience. Now you can go full on geek out and get a PC and spend a lot of money and invest in that, and there's nothing wrong with that. People that have money to do it, all power to them. But your average person's going to, have a console, have a nice little TV setup, and use that for their entertainment purposes on the day-to-day basis, sitting on a couch using a controller. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that PlayStation's offering right now. That $399 price it means something to me because it reminds me of that era where I was excited about the PlayStation 3 and coming in and having that high quality experience playing Killzone 2 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and now we're seeing Modern Warfare remastered 10 years later, and this is just insane. It's exciting, you know what I mean? It's like it's progressing the industry, you know what I mean? And not even to talk about the games that are coming out pretty soon, like Battlefield 1, which we just saw had the beta, and we saw how awesome it looked. And imagine it looking even better running at 60 frames per second on multiplayer, running with the option to increase your field of view, which is something that's not really done in many games on console. I don't really think I've ever seen a game that does that on console. Battlefield has such great optimization that they were able to do that, and that was something that was really impressive to me. Gran Turismo Sport, which is a game that I couldn't be any more stoked about because it looks phenomenal already, and they delayed it because they're going to prepare it for the PlayStation 4 Pro. You best believe that's what it was, because Kazunori Yamauchi in his article said that they were preparing it for cutting edge technology, which is literally what the buzzwords were when they were talking about the PlayStation 4 Pro and its 4K or sub 4K resolutions. So I look at Sony's decision to go with the lower price, and I think, well, okay, you're lacking power in compared to some of the competition, such as the Xbox Scorpio, but what are you really doing? You're bringing it to the masses, and you're giving people a fighting chance to have a really good experience. And sure enough, that's going to intrigue a lot of people down the line, because they're going to look at that higher quality TV, and they're going to see its price going down, and they're going to look at that console. They're going to see its price going down also, as time progresses. And so it's going to just become more and more attractive, saying that, that's how the industry works. You know what I mean? And so it's like something to be extremely excited about as a gamer, because you're going to have so many options. And you're going to have the ability to just get the VR console if you want to, and still experience those games on your current PlayStation 4. If you don't have a PlayStation 4, you can get a PlayStation 4 Slim $100 cheaper, HDR capable. You know what I'm saying? Current PlayStation 4 is obviously going to go down even more in price than that. So you're just opening up the market for more people to enjoy that content, and you're giving people what they want at a lower price than what they expected. And I applaud Sony for that all day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that they've done in the past. They've learned from some of those mistakes, and so it's not all about. They've learned that, yeah, it's important to have the power, but it's not the most important thing. That's not what sells the most systems. That's not what wins the console generation. We all learned that from the Nintendo Wii, right? Which wasn't even HD, but it sold more than anything else because it had that new way to play that really intrigued a lot of people into going ahead and picking that up, regardless of whether they spent hours upon hours on it. I have a stepbrother with Down syndrome that still plays his Wii every single day and enjoys that, and he plays the bowling, and he can kick your ass in bowling in real life because he's so used to the muscle mechanics of that. It's crazy, you know what I mean? It's like everybody has their own thing, and so if you want to go VR, you can go VR. If you want to go 4K, you can go 4K. You don't even have to have a 4K TV to enjoy the benefits of the PlayStation 4 Pro, because it's gonna be capable of having higher fidelity textures and different graphical improvements anyways. So all power to the gamers, giving you the options to do it. So it's something that I'm personally excited about. I actually managed to get a hold of a 4K TV for about half the price of what it was originally marked at. It was like a $1,500 4K TV. I managed to scoop up for like 600. You know what I mean? So it was like a really good deal. So I couldn't pass that up, and went ahead and did that. And you know, I thought about the era before, and how preparing for it was something that was so exciting for me, because it ended up bringing a lot of entertainment and a lot of, you know, good times from back then. You know what I mean? Because everybody goes through hard shit, and sometimes, you know, having a little system there, have a little gaming every now and then after you've handled your business and did everything that you needed to do, it was just a nice cool down from the day. You know what I'm saying? And so I just see it as a positive thing, and I'm excited about what the future holds for the PlayStation family and things like that. Now, if I were to have any gripe with the console, any gripe whatsoever, it's that I do all my recording on the PlayStation 4. I don't use any external software. What you're seeing right now is just straight out the system, SHAREfactory, bada bing, bada boom. It's on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, if the PS4 Pro is capable of doing any upscaling, I would hope that at least the capture card on it was a little bit better. That's something that I would highly recommend for them to do in maybe a later iteration. That's not something that I think is on the that's slated for the PlayStation 4 Pro right now, but that's just something that I was thinking of as a different improvement upon it, rather than having a 4K, you know, drive or whatever people were complaining about, which I don't really collect Blu-rays. But all those thoughts aside, what do y'all guys think? This has been JDayz09, and I just want to give you a different perspective on all this. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and y'all have a good day.